God bless. This is Mark Anthony DiBello, otherwise known today as the Gambler. So I'm taking you behind the scenes for my first ever televised poker tournament. I'm coming to you from the Aria Hotel in Las Vegas, Nevada. You can see out perhaps the window here, the Las Vegas Strip over there. So this is sort of my pre-game experience. It reminds me of when I was in college and played football, God bless me, at the University of Miami, and went to what we called the Fiasco Bowl, but it was a Fiesta Bowl. So I feel kind of in a way like I'm ready to compete and I'm at a bowl game, and maybe I played for UNLV and we're having a home game, at the Las Vegas Bowl or something. So speaking of that, I'm doing this with a company, a sponsorship. They selected me, which I'm honored and blessed, and they seem to do a lot of good things for the homeless and vets, maybe with their clothing. Sort of have that comfort is king type of style, which I like. And also, the name, True Classic. True, I always try to live in the truth, and God is true. And classic. I mean, classic's always a good thing. So I feel almost like I'm in, like the True Classic Bowl. And it's going to be televised on PokerGO. So I got this, and like when you go to the bowl game, I have my Fiasco Bowl jersey, and they put like an emblem on your jersey. So I had this from a promotion I did here, or a conference, the Sports and Licensing Tailgate Show. They used to be called Poker Central. So what I was going to do, and here's sort of my jersey. I always wear this robe. I'll probably say this if I get on camera. But I wear the robe to honor my mommy and daddy. Some of my things here. First, this is my grandpa from right from Italy to Mechanicsville, New York, Ralph DiBello. And then this is a ring from my mommy that my dad gave her. And then this is from my daddy, and it says, "You'll always be my son. I'll always be with you," to paraphrase. So I love my mom and dad, and God bless them. And I played in honor of, the DiBello family and the Burek family, and this, and particularly my mom and dad. But as I was saying, you get an emblem when you come to, when you're playing a bowl game. And this used to be what PokerGo, I guess, called themselves. So I play in my jersey robe, and I'll probably just put it up here, even though, to cover the existing emblem from the Palms. Even though I didn't get this at the Palm, I got it at the Salvation Army. They're my official retailer wardrobe. But anyway, so gonna put that here, and but let me take you a little bit behind the scenes, kind of with my mentality. So speaking of wardrobe and uniform, so let me see if I can turn the camera around. I'm not sure how to do that, so I'll do it this way. So I've got, if you can see here, I've got my wardrobe. You might call them cleats, although I'm going to probably wear these slippers. And then this company was nice enough to give me these socks for my feet in case I need to warm up my feet. This is sort of my helmet, one of my headgear. Okay, so that's that. Now let me take you over here. And I'll have this, equipment with me, I guess, equipment manager backpack from when I played in the WSOP event. Okay, got my music, pre-game. Okay, you always got to get psyched up with music. I also have these these help me get better in touch with God. I could drown out. I don't have to hear music, or I don't, listen to music, but I also have, the silence of hearing Him. But, all to just stay, like I said, stay, in game mode, because I'll get to the, before I close here, I'll get to over here. So you see I've got sort of my pre-game. These, I guess, will go to be considered sweatbands, if you will. This is my previous trophies, the Fiesta Bowl watch, and my WSOP bracelet. Pass out some business cards if necessary. Again, here is the Gambler at markanthonydibello.com. These are some token gifts that my out of respect and honor to my daddy, used to pass out a coin that says, "Why worry? God is in control." And I have one that says, "Even the money says, in God we trust." And then, and I don't know if I'll get to share this, but, athletes like I was raised, or just even sons, what they really try to do, it seems to me, is make their fathers proud and pleased, and they get the cheering support, and their mothers are their biggest fans, and they, celebrate and have the reward to make their mothers love them. So, part of my adventure here, if you will, is because I don't have my mommy and daddy anymore, and, I want to have a child, and I want to be, prayerfully one day be married officially, but I might pass out these cards, kind of an offer to give birth, or some ways I think breed a child like a thoroughbred racehorse, and so I give those out. But again, God loves. Okay, so, and then here's a little pregame, doing a little pregame study from when they aired yesterday's tournament. So, so again, it's like a chalk talk or a pregame study. So that's a little bit of pregame here. I don't know how much of this I'll post, but the tournament, the game, if you want to call it that, the telecast, because I really have 3 goals, and I don't know if I should say them next. I don't want the devil to steal them, but I guess we're going to put God first. God bless this. Always put God first, and to honor my mom and dad. Number 2 is, would like to be successful and win the game. In this case, the prize. There's a trophy, I guess, and there's a cash prize. So not unlike being an athlete and competing in a bowl game or whatnot. And then thirdly is just the televised portion of it. And I usually, like I said, we do it to preach, and in some cases promote and perform. So, I can maybe be, again, the gambler character, if you will, but also, be myself in a sense, and just kind of, put some different, something down different on tape, as they say. Because, again, I just value the near eternal image, and, I give thanks to my dad for that. But, again, thank you, and God bless you to True Classic and to PokerGo for giving Mark Anthony DiBello, the gambler, this opportunity. Peace, love. Go to markanthonydibello.com. God bless.